Hello YouTube, hello MGTOW, it's me, MGTOW on the win. Right now I'm in the last 4 hours of my 34. I'm going to start moving tomorrow morning, you know. We're going to talk about, a little bit about the manosphere. And limiting your exposure to drama. Take it from experience. Sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing, is to do and say nothing. Take it from experience. If you're unsure, do and say nothing. Hold on, let me start my let me get my automatic start set it running in. It's one of the many checks you do before when you start on your automatic start. Check your fuel. I mean, even though you're not going to be moving, you check your air gauges. Check your volts. Make sure you got enough volts. You ain't worried about too much volts. Your water temperature, your oil pressure. But that's when the engine starts. There's some checks that you have to do when you make a comment. Is the comment you make, will the comment you make be used against you? Now there's a thing that comes with being in time, putting time out whether you believe it or not. That's a negative mark on your channel. Whether you believe it or not. No matter how innocent the comment. That's a negative mark on your channel. Now, certain things you begin to realize. Some people you just got to leave alone. Now, if I could speak any other language, I would bridge the gap between many other manospheres. I would bridge the gap on one condition. I'm coming into that particular manosphere with clean hands and feet. I'm not the one to bridge gaps. To new content creators, whatever drama is going on, whatever drama is happening, whatever drama is going on is in this, do not get involved. I will not emphasize it enough. Don't get involved. Leave it all alone. The thought chops, the thought roastings, this, that, and the other, leave it alone. Focus on your path. There are things that I want to do that even if
you have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
Oh, damn. But even if I learn another language, I can never bridge that gap. I will never be able to bridge that gap. I've completely dirtied my hands. I've dirtied my hands and feet with the BS. With the drama. I will never be able to completely bridge the gap between manospheres. Doesn't matter what language I learn. I went down the wrong path, but guess what? I followed that path with conviction. Looking back, I should have left some things alone a long time ago. A lot of the people were causing drama. But being a new MGTOW content creator, I didn't see it. There's a reason certain MGTOW have a certain circle they deal with. The bigger channels. And it has everything to do with a circle of trust. Sandman, Miggy, Sydney, a few other big shots. They're probably looking down and shaking their heads. Joker. Occasionally some of the bigger shots will come down and see our level. See what's going on in our level. At my level. Occasionally. But for the most part, they typically leave us alone. Why? Because we're so fixated on the drama. We are so fixated on the drama. You know? Whatever drama you're in, leave it alone. Let them beef with themselves. Let them squabble amongst themselves. I'm not the one to be taken to have the advice. I'm not the one. You don't have to take my advice. You can continue down the path that you're going. But I want you to look at the situation you're in. I want you to look at the situation you're in. As you know, when you point fingers, three more are pointing right back at you. But I want you to look at the situation you're in, just like I'm looking at the situation I'm in. Just like I am looking at the situation I'm in. Note the 3 fingers. I'm looking at it 3 times. And I'm examining. I am looking at it from the outside. Not only myself, I'm looking at it from a blue pill's perspective. I'm looking at it from a new person's perspective. You know? I'm looking at it from a big shot perspective. I may have been doing this for a couple of years. But even I fall prey. If you hang out with the people that keep you grounded, if you talk to the people that keep you grounded, you have a better chance than I do. There's a reason I did this. So that you could see the 3 fingers pointing back at me. So that I can see the 3 fingers pointing back at me. So that I can see it. So that you can see it. when you advise somebody to do something, you got to make sure that you follow the same advice. You can't direct somebody when you're doing the same thing. If you catch my drift. I can't get you because if you're mad, I'm saying don't get mad at the people who can do the super chat. Because they got to that point. Because they got to that point. They don't have to uplift anybody. They don't have to be in a position to uplift anybody. They can pick and choose who they uplift, who they bring to their level. They've probably seen some of my content and wouldn't dare. They've been around for longer than I have. They've probably seen my lowest point and wouldn't dare to bring me up to their level. At first I resented them. Then I look back at my previous 2 years and I says, you know, quite frankly, I kind of can't get mad at their position. I really can't. I really can't. You know? I really can't get mad at their position. I will admit, I was kind of frustrated. I was kind of frustrated. But now I'm not mad. You know why I'm not mad? And I'll tell you why. I've dipped my hands. I've stepped. I plopped my foot. I set my plop down on foot. I set my plop down on foot. I set my plop down on foot. You know? So, I'm not mad at them. Because to be mad at them would be a waste. The only thing I can do is to make sure I don't set my foot down in anymore. Because no matter what happens, I have to understand that I did damage to my channel. The more I know, that's it. I have to understand that I did damage to my channel. Nothing that I can do will completely repair it. But what I can do is I can warn. What I can do is I can advise other channels not to repeat the same mistakes that I did. I can advise other channels not to repeat the same mistakes that I did. When somebody's here subjecting the thought shop, the other places that of MGTOW, I can advise you, stay on your path. Find people through Discord if you have to. That will keep you grounded. This is MGTOW to win. Remember this, when you point one finger, 3 more are pointing back at you. When you advise one person, you have to look at yourself 3 times. This is MGTOW to win, signing off.